All right, so I wanted to talk a little bit about how subdivision surfaces are different than raw smoothing. And it really boils down to this idea of dynamic curvature. And what that means is that as I change the way I deform a surface, the subdivisions, the subdivs, will actually change the curvature on the fly of the surface you're looking at. So I've got a little sample here. I'm going to just fire this up to 3 levels of sub-D. Well, actually, let's do 2, right? And what I have is a series of joints, simple things, right? So I can kind of adjust this and look at this here. But let's say let's bring these guys up. So I'll bring these guys up here, and then I'll take these middle guys. There's 6 joints across it, right? So I've got plane, and we'll take these guys, and we'll just bring them down a little bit, right? Okay. So what I have here is a rounded plane, right? The subdivs are coming around here and here. Let's do this. We'll go back to subdiv 0, so you can see this. This is what the input cage looks like. You can see that have some spans holding the edges around, and we'll talk about that in other videos, about like how to manage subdiv curvature well. But basically it's one slice down here, so we'll go back up to 3, and you can see now how we have this sort of smooth wave. But here's where things get interesting and how subdivs can be really powerful. If I go in and here, I just kind of made a keyframe. Let's go to frame 30 here. If I take these guys in the center here, these joints, right? Let me zoom out a little bit, and let's grab that, right? And I move this toward the middle, and I move this toward the middle, then all of a sudden what you start seeing is a sharp line, right? And this is happening dynamically, which means if I was to animate this and move it around, right, you're seeing the curvature of the surface dynamically change. And this, active smoothing, if you will, gives you lots of really good secondary effects on your surface. Certainly with a character, this is how when a mouth corner comes up and tightens in to, the edge of where your mouth or your jaw is moving, and it's easier to show, which we will here as we go, you end up with getting a softer shape to a tighter shape dynamically. This is really important, and because of all this smoothing happening kind of on the fly, it makes your surface feel more alive. Everything over here, which is not really changing, right? I mean, it is, right? But you're seeing that surface react, right? So what's nice about subdivs is not just, hey, I have more polygons to work with. It is the fact that you have curvature on your surface being dynamically calculated in a way that gives you a much better looking result, right? So here I can start doing these kinds of things, right? And again, all this is happening in real time. Obviously, we're sitting here pulling it around, but I can come down here and do this kind of a thing, right? Right? So dynamic curvature with subdivision surfaces, with Ozone Subdivs here in Unreal, is really game-changing to the degree that you'll be able... It'll allow you to do a whole lot more with your surface, a whole lot more with your character, with far fewer spans, and get final smooth results that just look better in motion. So anyway, dynamic curvature with Ozone Subdivs in Unreal.